Hello again, everybody. Welcome back. Well done on finishing the wheel. I just want you to have a look at each section and see if you can embellish it in any way, or you're not happy with it, have another little go. I'm going to add, for example, a fly stitch under my bullion knot rose because I've been dying to do that. It just seems to need finishing off. So I'm going to come up at the left, go down on the right, come up in the middle and do a little stitch. And then I'm going to just do a little stalk like that. So a split back stitch, and then we can do whatever stitch you fancy as a little leaf. So if we do a simple chain stitch, for example, just to finish it off. There we go, and that just finishes off the little rose. And what else can we do? One thing I did think about, we've got some moon shapes in the satin stitch one here, so we could do a simple star. So just do a straight stitch, go across, like that. And you can do another one in the other corner if you fancy. There we go, that just finishes that section off nicely. Now the other things that you need to do is, if you're anything like me, you'll have lots of little knots like this, so cut them off. And one tip for the back is to use a larger eyed needle to sew all your threads in, because it's just quicker to do. So do that. You may have been doing it as you go. And then think about, well, if you haven't used your initials, you might want to put your name across the top. The other thing you might want to do is put the stitch wheel and the year across the top. Anything you like really, or just leave it as it is. And another idea is to put some sort of key to the stitches on the back. So you could print off another wheel and write down what the stitches are, particularly if you're going to frame it, so you can put it at the back of your frame. I'm probably going to have a go at some stitching across the top. So I will return and show you what that looks like, and then you can decide how to complete yours. I've completed my lettering now, the Stitch Wheel 2021, which I've worked in split backstitch. I've also now washed and stretched my work, and I've popped a video at the end of this one to show you exactly how I've done that. Now, I've had lots of questions about the silks that I've been using. These are mainly fine silks from 21st Century Yarns and also from Steph Francis. I will be putting together a materials kit for the wheel now that I've completed it towards the summer of 2021. This project was completely unplanned and has been worked during the lockdown of 2021. So you've been working it with me literally as I've been designing it. I didn't know how it was going to turn out when I started, but I hope that you've enjoyed coming on this stitch journey with me and that you'll be pleased with your wheel. I would love to hear your comments as to what have been your favourite stitches and also to see your photos. So if you'd like to join my Facebook group on Threads Community, that would be great, and please post your photos and any comments there. You can also email me on kathy@threadsworkshops.co.uk and I'd welcome any questions that you still may have. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do, because there are going to be future projects. We haven't, of course, covered all the embroidery stitches, so there is still some scope out there. So I will return with more videos and projects. In the meantime, I hope to see you on either a workshop in Alstonfield if you're local, or another tutorial. So thank you again and take care. I've washed my embroidery in lukewarm water with a little bit of soap, and I've let it dry on a neutral coloured towel, and now I'm in the process of stretching it onto a notice board. I'm using ordinary notice board pins, and if you're at all worried about the colour coming out from the notice board, then just stick a sheet or some calico underneath. I've stretched it as much as I possibly can by putting the pins in at about an inch interval, first on two sides and then down the other two sides. And when I do down the other two sides, I tend to alternate, so put one in the middle and then at the bottom there, and keep going in that sort of way so that you stretch all the creases out of the fabric. I'm now going to wet my work with a spray all over. There it is. And this makes sure that it's an even spread of water. So when it dries, the creases will disappear. So just make sure it's wet all over, and we're going to leave that to dry naturally, and I will return and show you. Now you can see here that if I'd planned this piece of work, which I didn't at all, I would have put my lettering right at the top there so that I could have been a bit more flexible about the mount that I choose for the work. But anyway, I wanted my initials here, so the lettering is at the side there. So I am now limited to a circular mount. If I mount it at all, I might just leave it in my hoop. And I'm going to come back and show you when the work is dry. It's now dry and is looking much nicer and flatter with the creases removed. So I'm going to take that off the notice board now. One tip: don't take it off the notice board before you've decided what to do with it, because it'll just get crumpled again.